What if the storms of life are about to sweep you away and you've been building on sand instead of rock? Picture this: everything you've worked for, your dreams, your security, your peace, crumbling in an instant because the foundation wasn't strong enough. Jesus warned us about this over 2,000 years ago in Matthew 7:24 through 27, when he spoke of a wise man who built his house on solid rock, unshaken by rain, floods, or winds. But the foolish man who built on sand lost it all. You're standing at a crossroads right now. Are you on rock or sand? Let's uncover the hidden strength that can keep you steady, no matter what comes. Life throws curveballs, heartache, loss, uncertainty. You've felt it, haven't you? Those moments when the ground seems to slip from under your feet. But here's the truth: you don't have to fall apart. There's a way to stand firm, and it starts with anchoring your life in the unshakable Word of God. Jesus didn't just tell stories to pass the time. He gave you a blueprint for survival. Building on the rock means rooting yourself in His promises, letting them shape how you think, how you act, and how you face every single day. Think of Romans 15:13, where Paul prays for you to overflow with joy and peace as you trust in God. That's not just a nice thought, it's a lifeline. When chaos hits, you can cling to that promise and say, "I will not be moved." Now, let's get real. Trusting God isn't always easy. Doubt creeps in like a thief in the night, whispering that you're not enough, that your prayers won't be answered, that God's forgotten you. Jesus saw this struggle in His own hometown, where unbelief stopped miracles dead in their tracks. Matthew 13:53 through 58. Don't let that be your story. You've got to fight against those lies with a hunger for God that overshadows everything else. Stop chasing the world's empty promises, money, status, approval, and start chasing Him. Jeremiah 17:7 through 8 paints a vivid picture. When you trust in the Lord, you're like a tree planted by water, fearless in the heat, thriving even in drought. That's the kind of strength waiting for you if you'll just reach for it. But trust isn't a one-time choice. It's a daily battle. You've got to speak His promises over your life, even when you don't feel them. Open your mouth and declare, "God forgives my sins, heals my wounds, and renews my strength," just as Psalm 103:1 through 5 reminds you. When anxiety tries to choke you, whisper Isaiah 26:3 under your breath. He keeps me in perfect peace because my mind is stayed on Him. These aren't just words, they're weapons. They shift the atmosphere around you, pushing back the darkness and reminding you who's really in control. And when trials come, and they will, as James 1:2-4 warns, don't shrink back. Those hard moments are refining you, shaping you into someone who endures, someone who stands tall when others crumble. Jesus Himself said in Matthew 24:13 that the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. Are you ready to stand? Let's talk about prayer, because this is where the real fight happens. You might think of prayer as a quiet, peaceful moment, but it's so much more. It's spiritual warfare. Ephesians 6:12 makes it clear. Your battle isn't against flesh and blood, but against unseen forces trying to tear you down. Think of Moses in Exodus 17:9 through 13, holding up his hands in prayer as Israel fought their enemy. When his arms grew tired, the battle turned against them. But when others held his hands high, victory came. That's a picture of your prayer life. You can't give up, even when you're weary. You've got to press in. knowing that every word you pray is striking a blow against the enemy's plans. Maybe you felt that weight lately. Attacks on your family, your health, your peace. Declare victory right now. Speak protection over those you love. Claim that the enemy has no power over you, because greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. Here's a practical step you can take. Start your day with God. Before the chaos of life rushes in, carve out a moment to seek him. David did this in Psalm 5 verse 3, laying out his requests before God each morning. Even Jesus, in Mark chapter 1 verse 35, rose early to pray in a quiet place. If the Son of God needed that time, how much more do you? I've seen it in my own life. Those early hours set the tone. They remind you who's in charge of your day. They fill you with strength to face whatever comes. Try it. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone or dive into your to-do list, sit with him. Open his word. Let Psalm 119, verse 147 be your guide. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I have put my hope in your word. Watch how it changes you from the inside out, as Colossians 3, verse 5 urges, transforming your desires and aligning your heart with his. But let's not sugarcoat this. Following God doesn't mean life gets easy. You'll face moments of doubt, temptation, even backsliding. Maybe you've already stumbled, made choices you regret, drifted from the path you know is right. I'm here to tell you, it's not over. God isn't done with you. He specializes in using the broken, the unlikely, the ones who feel disqualified. Look at 1 Corinthians 1, verse 27. He chooses the weak to shame the strong. Think of Matthew 19, verse 26, where Jesus says that with God, all things are possible. That includes your comeback. He can turn your impossibilities into testimonies if you'll just surrender. Stop hiding from him. Run back. He's waiting with open arms, ready to be your refuge in trouble, as Nahum 1, verse 7 promises. Now let's dig deeper into this urgency. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything's fine. The next, you're blindsided by a crisis. You don't know what tomorrow holds, but you can know who holds tomorrow. A relationship with Christ isn't just a nice idea. It's your anchor. It's what keeps you from being swept away when the floods rise. Psalm 34, verse 19 says the righteous face many troubles, but the Lord delivers them from every one. That's not a maybe. It's a guarantee. But you've got to be rooted in him to claim it. Are you? Take a hard look at where you stand. Are you just going through the motions, saying the right things, showing up to church, but secretly drifting? Or are you all in, desperate for more of God, hungry to see his power move in your life? This hunger matters more than you realize. It's what separates those who merely survive from those who thrive in the face of adversity. When you crave God above all else, you tap into a strength that nothing can shake. You become like that tree by the water, unshaken by the heat of life's trials. But it starts with a choice, a daily, intentional choice to put him first. That means turning away from distractions, from the things that pull you away from his presence. It means fighting for your faith, even when it feels like you're standing alone. You're not alone, though. He's with you, closer than you can imagine, ready to fill you with his presence if you'll just ask. Let me share a warning. The enemy doesn't play fair. He's watching for any crack in your armor, any moment of weakness to strike. That's why you can't afford to be casual about your walk with God. Every day is a battle, and prayer is your strongest weapon. Don't underestimate it. When you pray, you're not just talking to the air. You're shifting things in the spiritual realm. You're claiming ground for God's kingdom. You're pushing back the darkness. So pray with purpose. Pray with persistence. Even when you don't see the answers right away, trust that God is working. Romans 8, verse 28, assures you that He's weaving everything together for your good, even the things that don't make sense right now. As you think about all this, let it sink in. Your life isn't meant to be a series of random events, tossed around by every storm that comes your way. God has a purpose for you, a plan to see you through. But you've got to align yourself with Him to walk in it. That means trusting Him when you can't see the way forward. It means clinging to His word when everything else feels uncertain. It means praying through the weariness, knowing that victory is on the other side. Think of David in Psalm 119:147, rising before dawn to seek God, or in Psalm 34:19, holding on to hope through every trial. That same resilience is available to you. You just have to claim it. So here's my challenge to you. Don't wait for the next crisis to get serious about your faith. Start now. Examine your heart. Where have you built on sand instead of rock? Where have you let doubt or distraction take root? Lay it before God today. Ask Him to fill you with a fresh hunger for His presence. Commit to seeking Him first every single day, starting with those quiet morning moments. Speak His promises over your life, even when you don't feel them. Trust that He's faithful, that He'll sustain you like that tree by the water, that He'll turn your impossibilities into possibilities. Life will keep coming at you. There's no escaping that. But with Christ as your foundation, you will not be broken. You will stand firm, rooted in His enduring faithfulness, ready for whatever lies ahead.